How to maintain and repair a Triplex pump. Before starting any work, make sure there isn't any pressure in the pump system or debris in the valves. Always have a source of clean water nearby to clean the pump components. Remove the cylinder cover clamps first. Remove the 6 nuts holding them on. Do not remove the 2 nuts on the opposite corners of the valve block, as the valve block will then come off. Next, remove the cylinder covers. Retain the O-rings and check for damage. Take out the top and bottom plugs on the valve block. There are 3 of each size. Remove them so you have clear access to the valves. Some water left in the pipes may pour out. Using the aluminium drift provided in the toolkit, knock the bottom valves out. When knocking the valves out, keep the drift to the edge of the valve so as not to hit the actual valve mechanism. The valves themselves sit in a tapered seat and can be quite tight to get out. Once out, clean the valves. Make sure they work and the springs and valve centres depress. Keep them separate once you have finished. Now, knock the top valves out. Clean and check the functionality of the top valves as well. Once all the valves are clean and fully functional, it is time to replace them. The bottom valves are slightly taller than the top valves. Replace the bottom valves first. Wash the valve block by running clean water through it to clear debris, then replace each valve. Each valve needs to be facing the same way and firmly set into its seat. When hitting into position, use the aluminium drift. Be sure not to hit it in the middle of the valve, hit it round the outside so as not to damage the valve itself. Once the bottom 3 valves are in place, repeat the process with the top 3 valves. Replace the top and bottom plugs. Each plug has an O-ring. These must be in good condition and replaced if necessary. If these are damaged and worn, they will let in air and affect the performance. Once these are on, put the cylinder covers back on. These also have a fine O-ring. Check the O-ring for damage and wear and change if necessary. To aid when refitting, smear grease on the cylinder cover where the O-ring sits. This will stop the O-ring coming loose and falling off when refitting the cover. You should always wear gloves or use barrier cream to prevent skin irritation. Repeat this process with the other 2, then put the covers back on. Put the cylinder clamp covers on and put the washers and nuts back on. Tighten these up evenly, alternating between the top and bottom nut. Once all back on, you are ready to test the pump.